It's not the afternoon, you pin.
Good morning and welcome to Line Travels on Peacock.
I'm Licks.
First off the bat, bro, I just want to make a public apology of why we haven't been around for the last 3 weeks. We've been our offline personas have been dealing with a very shadowy government figure, and no word of a lie, it's a very time-consuming and costly fucking venture when dealing with an extremely corrupt government.
Shadow governments that apparently don't exist on paper. As we said before, we know who truly runs the world. And it's not girls.
No, it is not.
Isn't that a song? Anyway.
Yeah, girls run the world, man. It's probably not even humans, as we've discussed into before. But
reptilians.
we're trying to get that legal battle done and dusted, and we'll be here back in full swing and hopefully not incarcerated.
Yeah. Before, I know the audience is probably thinking, or whoever's out there watching, you're looking a little bit pudgy there, or flat. I think maybe flat's the word. We discussed. Yeah. Oh God. So next time I would probably put on a shirt, but anyway.
Yeah, it's fucking hot in here, bro. It's summertime. I don't care, man. And bro, I did 2 push-ups consecutively yesterday.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Well, anyway. What's in the mind? Is there anything weird happening out there? Is there any conspiracies happening or opening up any portals? What are you looking at? The witch?
Before we start, you just asked me if anything weird is happening. Is that fucking a unicorn on your bedspread?
That's a fairy, my friend. And
a fairy.
Wait, a unicorn? What is that?
The horse.
Oh, the horse. Oh, I thought you meant lady. That's my waifu? Is that what you thought?
Man, it looks
and
like
you'll address her as ma'am.
Man, it looks like you sleep one of those full body anime pillows.
I thought about buying one. Imagine if there was one there.
Oh my God, what is that?
Don't worry about that. She's sleeping. All right, oh man, so, no. Before this, we're discussing about weird anime stuff. Didn't you buy some weird stuff with Temu?
Oh yeah, fucking oath. So you asked me to see what I can buy off Temu for under $50, and I got a few items, man. Here, ready to go. So, man, number one, I got this pro Joe Biden hat. All hail the clone.
Man, God bless that man.
Number 2, I got this Austin 316 shirt, man. The material feels like it's made of like wetsuit material. You know what I mean?
Looks like it's shiny from here.
And you can't even gauge the thickness, man. It's honestly, it's probably like 5 mil thick, this shirt, and definitely some sort of polycotton mix, right?
Beautiful.
What I also got, so this is going to go into another segment because we've been talking about it for a while, survival stuff. So here I got a ghillie suit. I'll actually send you a photo with me with that on, man. You look like a tree, man. It's fucking good for.
What was the material good? Material good?
It's fucking hot in it, man. I definitely say it's a polycotton mix as well. And,
so flammable, very flammable.
Yeah, yes. I mean, if you were to have a cigarette, man,
you're sitting in your ghillie suit. You're like, I just have a cigarette.
People like that dude that was watching us is now on fire.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
This is the creme de la resistance, man. I can definitely say my hand absolutely hated this, but the corn cob dildo, man. Look at that. And man,
that is right.
Yeah, man, a suction cup, man. So you can put it onto the wall, man. She can just back up onto it for her pleasure.
Man, didn't you? I remember you telling me you had some. I haven't seen the item, but you said you got stuck to the fridge.
yeah, we stuck it to the fridge and we couldn't get it off.
Temu, so if you haven't been there, I think it used to be like Wish, was it? Or was it better than Wish? I haven't really shopped on either yet.
Look, there's a huge conspiracy theory about it saying it's made up by the Chinese government and they are definitely harvesting your metadata. I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. They definitely are. But, man, that's just like any other on your fucking phone. You know what I mean? That's your Facebook, your Instagram, fucking everything.
Yeah, well, like you said, when you hit the apps and it says you have access to your phone, your microphone, your camera. You're just like, yeah, no worries, champion, have a look. So we've seen honeypots out there. And I think it was one of the like messenger services. I think there was a honeypot about that. So be careful out there. Yeah, I would probably train pigeons and carrier birds, I believe, these days. What?
How do you feel about fax? Like fax machines?
Oh, fax. I don't know. Are they safe?
I think so. Well,
should we set one up?
They work on a phone line to send like actual images. Yeah, we probably could. I actually
How does that work, man?
Here.
You have landline?
Oh man, I wish I had a fucking landline. It'd be a hell of a lot better than this fucking thing.
What's wrong? For the Spotify audience, he just showed his phone. What's wrong with it?
Man, I absolutely, like I've spoken about this before, I absolutely despise fucking mobile phones. How you are contactable all the time, and they are probably the most addictive thing on the fucking face of the planet.
You reckon? Like TikTok? Or just phone in general?
Like, well, how many times have you fucking sat around on your day off, man? You've done your fucking chores or whatever, and then you just fucking scrolling on whatever fucking app, man, and then before you know it, 4 hours has gone past, and you feel physically and mentally drained due to the constant hits of endorphins on that stupid fucking device.
Yeah, I've been reading into like constant sort of like hits of endorphin, be it the phone, be it that one with instant gratification. Yeah, it's not, dude. That is probably about the same size, but and the feel of it is probably similar with all the bumps I got on my Johnson. But yeah, like so you got the instant gratification. You got obviously TikTok with the 30-second videos, which is just destroying your mind. Access anytime you want to the news, to videos or whatever, movies.
Yep.
And people talking to you. So you can't get away with that. So I think the best thing to do is destroy all technology and revert back our civilization. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring back the feudal era, man.
Yeah, so we can plough the fields and have a nice life and die at the age of, 30? Less?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I think the life expectancy back in the medieval ages was like 35 if you're fucking lucky. Like, man, you died of diarrhea back then, you know what I mean?
Well, as we're born with nothing and naked, we go back to the earth with nothing and we're naked. So who cares in the end of it? Because in reality, I've been thinking about this, kept me awake last night about 3 o'clock in the morning, all right? I was thinking, so our eyes are perceiving what is around us, right? And we can touch and feel with our senses and stuff, so we believe it's real.
Yeah.
But is it truly real?
Well, I don't know. If you touch it, smell it, see it, taste it, it's probably real. But
it's our brain. What our brain is taking in its senses and giving this information to our conscience or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So technically, it could be fake.
Yeah, well, I absolutely agree. When you boil it down to that, man, reality is basically just a chemical reaction in your fucking brain when you boil it down.
And also, it kept me awake. I know I always talk about this. Forever. Think about it.
Well, it is endless, man. It is endless.
Have you ever asked your associate that you live with, your roommate, about the thought of once you pass, forever? And that's it.
I actually haven't, but we're going for a couple of beers this afternoon. I can definitely delve into that subject with him.
I'd love to hear his thoughts on this.
Relay back the information. Man, have you ever thought about slowing down time?
I've tried many times.
Okay. Well, I have the fucking the result for you. Result? No, the answer for you. What do you know about sodium crystals?
Sodium crystals. I think you've touched this with me, but I didn't. I tried to research into it and I forgot. So do tell the audience and myself, or whoever's listening.
Okay. So for many, many, many years, you know, the people that are heaps into crystals, like your auntie with the green hair and fucking shit like that, they've talked about how sodium crystals can slow down time. So if you have sodium crystals in your house, you'll be more productive. You get more done during the day. You'll have a longer, more fulfilling sleep. You'll be in REM state for longer and stuff like that, right? So I looked into that. So a sodium crystal looks like a very popular drug in the Newcastle area.
What? And that is? Is it ice?
That's a sodium crystal.
Wait. You actually have sodium crystals?
I do, yes. Well, it was all part of my research.
Okay. Go ahead.
So for a long period of time, it was just considered, healing crystals, fucking crystals to do all this shit, crystals to slow down fucking time. It was considered absolute bullshit, right? Our good people at the Harvard University later last year conducted an experiment with sodium crystals. So what they did was shine a laser through a bunch of sodium crystals, right? So a laser runs at the speed of light, which is 186 and fucking heaps of zeros, whatever number that is, right? Mm-hmm. Shining a laser through sodium crystals slowed down the speed of light to 38 miles per hour.
From the speed of light?
From the speed of light.
just where they're there. So they're trying to. How big's the sodium crystal they have that's doing this experiment?
So they had a lot of them like lined up, and mine is only sort of that big.
So, okay, do keep going on.
Yeah, so speed of light 186, fucking heaps of zeros, slowed it down to 38 miles an hour. And now that's sort of where the study ends. And it sort of went, it's all cloak and dagger now. They go, we don't really like experiment with that anymore. Bullshit. It's like when they cloned that fucking sheep in the year 2000 and they just didn't do it again. I think if the human race finally found out they can slow down the fucking speed of light, it would have been escalated further than the Harvard University and is probably in some sort of shadowy government grasp at this point in time.
Oh, I believe so. And how did you get your hands on this crystal? And why do I not have one?
Went down to one of those weird-ass crystal shops, man. You know, they've got all the cabinets and they're burning incense and there's all like the fucking...
Nice, minerals and stuff.
And yeah. But they have them there, man. And I highly suggest putting it beside your bedside table. Do you have a bedside table? No? We'll get you some milk crates. And I honestly, and I'm not a big believer in this shit, I have honestly noticed a better state of sleep.
So with sleep, like, so does it matter how long you're going to sleep for? Or if you have a short amount of sleep, it feels longer and more obviously deeper?
It definitely feels longer, and you're definitely in the REM state of sleep for quite some time. Well, that's what it feels like, and you actually wake up a little bit more refreshed. Again, I'm not fully sold on it. Could be a coincidence, but I don't know. Get around it. Sodium crystals.
Well, it's interesting how the government just ceased operations on it. And anyway, back to the sodium crystal. Is that what it's called?
Yep, sodium crystal.
So,
with your sodium crystal, I must say this because the lovely green-haired lady at the crystal shop said, you don't want to touch them with sweaty hands. You don't want moisture to get onto them because it will dissolve. It'll dissolve it. If I put that, it'll be gone. It's fucking salt.
Could you drink it?
Salt water?
Oh, I don't know. Sodium. Man, look, I don't know what the fuck salt chemical was. Sorry.
Why don't I just...
Sorry, Professor.
Why don't I just head down to the harbour and start drinking that?
Well, they did back in the day, and what happened to them? Nothing.
That's it.
They didn't go crazy. Or maybe you know what? Maybe it's a psyop. Maybe they don't want us to drink the seawater because it actually gives us those properties that you have in your hand.
We're definitely not condoning that, but man, if you want to try that, man, I'd be more than happy.
Oh, well, watch me. Next time we're in the harbour together, having our Sunday fish and chips on the beach, scarves on everything, we'll get involved.
Yeah, on our tandem bicycle.
Man, I reckon we would crash straight away on a tandem bicycle.
Absolutely, man, because everyone would be laughing at us and we'd be like, fuck you, and then we'd just like get T-boned by a truck or something.
Hopefully the tram. God bless the tram.
The tram, the shortest and most expensive rail line in the fucking world per kilometre.
And how many times, bringing up the travellers, have you nearly been killed by it?
Twice. Once when I was on the phone to you and we were chatting away. Well, I think we were just laughing about some stupid shit that had happened the night prior. And I drove across the tracks and, man, it would have been 3 metres away from my car.
Also, I've got to bring up, so the next meat shed session, we actually attempted it not long ago and we nearly died in there. But the next one will be about sea monsters. Are we still going to run with the old sea monsters and Tales, the deep?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Sea shanties and wet panties. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, so that'll be coming up in the next the meat shed thing, and also bringing up I've been reading the news lately, as we do. Did you see NASA, or I think it was NASA? It was NASA funded a private moon trip or a moon landing.
Yes. I didn't know it was NASA funded. I thought it was completely privately funded. But yeah, some weird ass company just allegedly made it to the fucking moon. That only happened yesterday or something.
Yeah, I think they left about maybe a couple of days ago to go to the moon. They had this like little lunar lander, which was small as fuck. Yep. They managed to land it on its side, which destroyed the camera equipment. These are the people who apparently landed actual humans on the moon.
1969.
Yes. And you know, fucking, like the computers, like you got computers these days, like this much power.
Yep.
The computers are fucking huge and they're running like what, fucking 52K RAM and stuff like that, like nothing.
Yep. It was basically all analog. Nothing was digital, man. They had these huge fucking rooms full of computers. You'll be able to bring it back up here. My favorite thing about the moon landing is when the lunar lander took off again. So one, who was fucking filming that?
Well,
how did it relay the information back to Earth? And you can see it as it takes off, man. There's like streamers under it, man. It looks like it reminded me of remember Power Rangers back in the day?
Yes.
And like it looked super low budget, man.
pushed. Engine arm is S. Okay, I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Regs are good. Ag saw it. Pitch over.
Roger, you have good thrust.
Okay, 30 seconds. 308 your number. Okay, coming through 1,500 feet, and H-dot looks good.
Power Rangers, man, look real at the time.
Well, they were real people, yeah. But that with the lunar landing. Also, as we know, the Indian government tried to go there last year or this year, and they landed on the dark side of the moon, and everything was fucked. Also, the Japanese government sent a lunar rover there, and it had solar panels on the top of it, obviously to power it. They landed it upside down, so it was just dead there. So we're talking major powers in the world can't do it today, but the US government did it in 1969 with people.
So what does that say to you, do you reckon? With all this information we've got at hand, we can't even land a little like rover or whatever on the fucking moon.
Man, I've always firmly believed that the moon landing was an absolute fucking hoax, man. It was a space race with the Russians at that point in time. And I have also delved into this before. It's extremely hard to find. My barber sent it to me ages ago, and he was like struggling to dig it up and send it to me again. Stanley Kubrick, before he died, admitted that he made the moon landing set and filmed it.
Well, there you go. And that guy had some fantastic films, especially sci-fi films. So he would have a knowledge of how to do certain movie techniques and stuff like that. But
he was the Ridley Scott of his day.
Yeah. God. It's good movies that man's made. Yeah, so that's it. So obviously they own a race, whatever. Now, these days, with the technology we have at hand, they can't even land a fucking small rover on there. Lean on the side and just abandon all hope. Also, but they got rovers and equipment on Mars.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
Yeah. No, sorry. I trust Elon Musk more than I trust NASA. He reckons he has equipment on Mars. Does he not?
I don't think he does.
Really? Who does? NASA.
NASA does. Your friends at NASA.
My friend, yes.
Remember back in I think it was the 1970s. I don't know if it was the Viking spacecraft that took photos of Cydonia region on Mars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you remember what was on there?
Pyramids, I believe.
And?
The face.
The face of Mars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened to that?
What?
So in the 70s when they got the photos of that, I think it was a man, Richard Hogan, which was on our mate's Art Bell's radio station.
Yep.
So in the 90s, they wanted to get more photos, right? So they were discussing, there was a petition in there to get more photos of the face of Mars and stuff, and NASA were like, no, we're not going to take photos of it. It's too hard to orbit our craft around there, a satellite, to take photos. Yep. So eventually enough pressure, NASA's like, all right, fuck it. So they went around, they got the photos, they sent them back, and it was completely different. There was nothing there. There was all like, the photos they sent back was all like digitalized, like, well, they've done something to it, right, to make it less softer and stuff like that. So I'll get the photos. Yep. We can check the photos out. Yeah. So after that, then people are like, what the fuck? Why would NASA do such a thing?
Why would NASA lie? Because they gatekeep all the information, bro.
Exactly. I don't know what reason. I don't know, religion, power, who knows. But they also, I think lately, or maybe in the early 2000s, they re-looked at them with computer technology and they could see that NASA has scrubbed them using technology like filters and stuff, that they're not the real photos.
Excellent. God bless NASA.
Also, I'm going to take Mars again. When you think of Mars, what color do you think of?
Red.
It's not red.
Really? What is it?
It's a filter they used.
Really?
Yes.
So
it's like a hazy green, not like a light green.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You definitely have to get some photos of that up.
But what is real? I don't know.
One thing, don't have a mental breakdown just yet. Do it in your own time. One thing that I loved about Mars last year is when there is a clear-cut doorway. Have you seen that into the mountains?
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
And man, it is complete right angles with hallways going down like that. And our good friends at NASA were like, no, that's just a trick of shadows and blah, blah, blah. It's just a natural occurring event. Last time I checked, nature does not work in straight lines or genomically correct fucking angles. You know what I mean?
Well, clearly they do because NASA told us they do.
Yeah, well, that's it, bro.
So who are you, Professor?
Well, that's it. Who am I? Fucking nobody. Man, it's like that pin that fucking, what's his name? You know his name. He's the head of Egyptology.
Oh, Awu Hawasi or Zawe Hawasi or something.
Man, whenever there's a new finding there, a new tunnel, a new chamber, everything, man, he just comes and he's like, no. And takes in full rights to it, and that's it. Gate keeps that too, man.
That's bullshit. I think we've, especially the pyramids, because they're for the world, man. They're for us, not for fucking Egypt.
They are.
Because Egypt didn't exist when they fucking built them.
Why do you think they are gatekeeping all this information from the general public and have been for, I don't know, decades now?
Because there's fucking pyramids on Mars, that's why. There's pyramids every single continent. Mm-hmm. There's that many theories about them that, like we could go on for days. So what do we got? An ancient race built them. They're used by space people for astrological navigation. They could possibly be used for powering certain old technology with power sources and stuff like that.
Yep.
Who else knows? I don't know. But why?
Well,
yeah.
Again, the power of fucking crystals, man. They cover most, especially the fucking the Great Pyramid, Khufu in Egypt, in limestone. Why the fuck did they do that?
I don't know. What's your fear in this?
I don't know. Well, that
like the
dude
conductive, some kind of.
Yeah. Well, that's it. They're extremely conductive, I suppose. But that dude with the weird ass hair on, what is it? Ancient Aliens. Yeah. You know that guy? He claimed they could have been ancient power plants. Yeah, aliens.
Yeah, who would believe something crazy like that? It was crazy.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why they appoint people in charge of saying stuff like that, because you look at that dude, normal people look at that dude and go, he's a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? And that's the whole psyop of the fucking thing. If you have a guy in a clown suit telling you this is real, this is happening, you go, fuck off. That doesn't exist.
But when he's got his lab coat on, he's got his glasses on, his name's Dr. fucking whatever. Who knows if he exists? He's telling you exactly what's going on. You're like,
exactly.
That's who I listen to. You definitely don't listen to a man whose bed sheets are over unicorns and fairies either.
No, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it's really.
We'll see in the end who's right.
Yeah, it's really choose your own adventure at this point in time.
But yeah, so who's running the world? Reptilians, the elite, the unknown elite. I don't know, man. It's
Joe Biden, man. All hail the clone.
Yeah. All right. So the president of the United States runs the world. Do you reckon that they're in power for what, 4 to 8 years?
Yeah, I think Biden maybe has 4 to 8 days left before he fucking dies.
Even Putin said that the presidents don't hold power over America.
No, absolutely not, man. America is a corporation, man, and a president is just a shadow figure there that people still elaborates the fact that democracy is still alive and you can vote for the person that you want to run the country, which is absolute fucking bullshit.
I know. So, what do we do?
I don't know. What can we do, man? Democracy, in my opinion, died with the Great Roman Empire.
Dear God, that was a great era.
It was.
Also, shout out to Ukraine and Russia. I think they're in their second year or third year of war.
Really? Fuck, that went quick.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. It was their second anniversary, I believe.
Yeah, that's more of a proxy war though than anything. You know what I mean? Like it's just rattling sabers and stuff like that. Not like I'm not saying that people didn't fucking die, but when you think of war, you think of people like invading the beaches of Normandy and shit like that.
Heroic wars, man, or being like at the front of some kind of medieval battle, man, just getting fucking speared by some pikemen.
Yeah, well,
good way to go, man. Good way to go. Also, that there was footage of a UAP in the war zone lately, filmed by the Ukrainians.
Disc.
It was pretty far away. It was where the drone was hovering, how high drones go. I believe they're commercial military drones, but it was fucking massive. They zoomed in. It was this black kind of long disc shape. Looked like the size of a skyscraper. And the cunts, because they're like, what the fuck is that? Like they're going, oh, it's a UFO, let's fly into it. But it was so far away. And these guys are always in the air, so they know what's out there and what's not. And then people, I believe they're feds, are now on there going, nah, it's clearly a ship in the ocean.
A ship in the ocean, in the sky.
Nowhere near the ocean, but
yeah.
So
well, there you go. There you go.
They're monitoring war at the moment. They always had. They monitored the nuclear weapons and stuff. I don't know. They should just come out.
But man, as we have discussed numerous fucking times, they could come out with full fucking disclosure and say aliens have been here, they built the pyramids, they did this, they're running the whole show at this point in time. And our boy Stephen Greer and a lot of other people that are heavily invested in the field, they say 90% of the population go, is this going to affect gas prices? Is this going to affect my mortgage? And if the answer to that is no, they're going to go back to turning on that fucking TV, watching TikTok. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Everyone is institutionalized in that own little fucking box, man.
It's a sad state of existence, man. I don't know how people can actually get through it and go, oh, yeah, I'm born in this rock or whatever, potentially one-time life, and I'm just going to consume this fucking shit and be blind to everything and not think of alternate possibilities out there or why we're here and stuff like that. Like,
man,
I don't understand it. Am I crazy?
Bro, No, well, I personally find it bizarre when I meet someone that doesn't fucking believe in anything, and they pretty much the only thing that they believe in is government health advice and stuff like that. And you go, we're at the digital fucking age where you have any sort of information at your fucking fingertips. You can do your own research. And speaking of that, do you know what your own research used to be fucking called? Reading. Reading.
Don't read. People don't read these days. They just get told. They get told what to think. They get told what to say. And if you read, you're a fucking nerd.
Yep. Straight up.
You're a virgin. And look, there's probably some truth to that as well. I'd say. People
Are you a virgin?
Do I look like a virgin?
Yes. Look at that bedspread.
Hey. I don't think I've ever had my lady on this bedspread yet, but my fair lady.
You have a lady? Man, anyway, let's not digress. Let's not digress into your fucking personal life, man. I want to get, man. I'm not sure the viewers are ready to hear about your personal life, man. It's
one day.
It's some it is like Stephen King directed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a steamy pile of shit. All right, yeah, okay, fair enough. Let's go. What were we gonna say, Pinhead?
All right, so before we digressed into to your horrific fucking personal life, man, I want to get back to our good friends at fucking NASA, right? Did you know that NASA discovered a planet in the habitable zone of a fucking star, and they took a photo at night from the not the Hubble, what's the satellite one?
James Cameron?
Yeah. The James Cameron telescope. But,
something like that.
Yeah, it is the James something fucking telescope.
Oh, God.
It appeared to have city lights at nighttime, like all over its fucking continents. You know what I mean? Much like when you look at LA or Sydney or fucking Beijing at nighttime from space, you can see all the city lights spreading out like a fucking cancer. This planet appeared to have the same fucking lights, eh?
And so how come I haven't heard of this and why isn't it mainstream news?
It was for a while, and they had the fucking photos up. This was maybe like 2 weeks ago, but now it's extremely hard to find the photos. But I'm sure you'll be able to find it in the basket weaving forums.
Yeah.
But so NASA promptly came out and said they're not city lights. Guess what it is?
Fog, gas fogs.
Methane gas collecting off that Earth's atmosphere to create city lights. And I don't know how they can see that from the James Cameron telescope, but
what the fuck? What?
Yeah, I shit you not, bro. And this
I fucking hate
has
NASA.
Continents, water, and a atmosphere similar to Earth's, but that giant city light, man, that's fucking methane gas,
so
illuminating the atmosphere.
How far away is this planet? Could we get there with our technology?
X amount of light years. But they always say
sodium crystals. Yeah. Cover the fucking craft with them, shine light at it, slow down the speed of light, and we can somehow get there. Is that how it works?
Well, I believe so, yes.
All right. Anyway,
I believe so.
So let's focus on Mars. Let's focus on our own planet and all that shit going on. Let's not focus on potential other life forms out there. And, work together in some kind of federation, which will probably end in some kind of war. But anyway. Yeah,
we're never going to be an intergalactic species, man.
We'd attack each other.
We would, man. Superior races to us would be like, look at those apes. They split the atom and then use it on each other. They're like, we don't want to hang out with those guys. You know what I mean? Man, it's like us walking out of Coles and seeing two junkies fighting. You're not going to invite them into your car for a lift, are you?
Nah, you're just going to film them.
Yeah, send it a brown cardigan.
Yeah. Well, it's like the old saying is ants are everywhere. They're going on about their business, man. And they have no perception of size or reality around them. And when we go past them and disturb them, we don't even give a fuck about it. We don't think about it.
No, well, that's what Elon Musk said about AI. So they said, how is AI going to affect humanity? And he said, well, if we're building a fucking road and there's an ant's nest there, are we going to care if we build over it?
Oh, some pin probably will be. They're like, there's fucking, I don't know, some kind of rare ant. You're like,
Yeah, but you just bulldoze. You can't fight City Hall.
We've unless you got a dozer.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, the Killdozer.
Yeah, the Killdozer. Actually, no one died in that incident, hey.
What? Didn't he die?
Yeah, he died. I believe he was tear gassed and then gunned down by the police when it ran out of fuel.
Good God.
When did that happen? Was that the 90s? I feel
Man,
like it was.
I think it was late 90s, early 2000s. But
from Colorado's news leader, this is 9 News Saturday Morning.
Officials in Grand County say the man who was behind the wheel in a bulldozer rampage is dead. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 9 News Saturday Morning. It's June 5th. I'm Cheryl Preheim.
And I'm Greg Moss. Thanks for joining us today. The sheriff in Granby says that Marvin Heemeyer was behind the wheel during a 90-minute rampage in that fortified bulldozer.
It started just after 3 o'clock on yesterday afternoon in the town of Granby. That's about 50 miles northwest of Denver. This is video from Sky 9. It shows where the armored bulldozer ended up stuck inside a warehouse-type building. In all, between 10 and 15 buildings were damaged or destroyed, including the town hall, the library, and the newspaper building. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
9 News reporter Chris Vanderveen is live in Granby this morning, and he joins us now. Chris, when did the SWAT team finally get inside that dozer?
Greg, it took a considerable amount of time. Early this morning at 2 a.m., they finally got in. Keep in mind, Jefferson County Bomb Squad first tried to get this thing open with small explosives at around 9:30. First time didn't work. Second time didn't work. The third time they used small explosives, they actually noticed what they thought was to be a door. They then used an acetylene torch to open up that door, and they finally got in to find Marvin Heemeyer inside. Now, this was a very long night, obviously, that followed a very chaotic day.
Things down.
A bulldozer, hardly. This thing looked more like a tank.
Something is taking place in Granby.
He was kept on backing in and out of different companies, houses, you name it. He was hitting them.
Wes Tinoff had the misfortune of getting caught right in front of it.
It was one of the most high-tech things I've ever seen. I wasn't expecting to see pretty much a tank driving down the streets of Granby.
One by one, the buildings came down.
The electric co-op building, the town hall.
Sky High News, Levers.
Mountain Park Concrete, Maple Street Builders, Thompson's Excavating, Gamble's Hardware, and the library inside Town Hall.
He was not a happy camper.
Town manager Tom Hale says the suspect, Marvin Heemeyer, was upset about the placement of a concrete batch plant next to his business.
He was upset that a batch plant was built next to his muffler shop.
But no one expected this.
It was something like you'd see on TV, you know, it's hard to believe.
Eventually, he ended up at the hardware shop, and what had once been unstoppable.
They were doing what they could. They couldn't do nothing.
It finally came to a stop. Somehow, it got stuck.
What you see live right now is actually the town hall of Granby, and in front there is actually a sheriff's vehicle that was destroyed by this tank, by this vehicle, and quite an extensive amount of damage that was done to this town hall. It also doubles as a library. There was a library, I believe, in the basement. We're told he took about 10 or 15 minutes at this one building alone. It gives you an idea of just how much time he spent at some of these places. Damage, we're told, could be in the millions. They'll have a better assessment of that later on today. And as you can imagine, people are trying to figure out why this may have happened. But, as they said last night, and they'll say again this morning, the number of the places that he hit, they all appeared to be connected to this dispute that Heemeyer had with the town of Granby. This is a dispute that dates back 3 years ago. He actually sold his muffler shop about 7 months ago. So this is a dispute that has been going on for some time, and a lot of people knew about it, but no one expected something like this to happen yesterday. Cheryl and Greg, back to you.
Amazing pictures. And Chris, we understand US 40 still closed through Granby, right?
It is. There is a detour that is fairly easy to make your way around, but it puts you onto a dirt road. But right now, US 40, because a lot of the damage was done on that main road in Granby. If you're familiar with Granby, US 40, a lot of these businesses are on that. and that's where a lot of the damage is. So they're just diverting people around this small detour, which puts you on a dirt road, but it's not too difficult to get by.
A lot of cleanup ahead. Chris Vanderveen in Granby,
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Chris was talking about how it looked like a tank, and there were 2 pieces of steel with concrete in between it.
Yeah,
just
amazing.
Incredible.
Well, the governor is vowing that he will help rebuild and pledge some state funds, at least the library and the town hall there. So the cleanup will soon begin, we hope.
Certainly. And the 9 News I-team has been looking into Marvin Heemeyer's background. He was born in South Dakota. He lived in Colorado for at least 20 years and has owned several muffler businesses. He currently owns Boulder Muffler in Boulder. Heemeyer's friends say he moved to Grand County because he loved snowmobiling. Now, over the year, he has been involved in legal disputes, more than a dozen court cases, in fact, including a lawsuit against the town of Granby. Heemeyer's brother Ken told the I-team he is not crazy, and if he did this, he must have had a good reason. Several of his friends say he was a well-liked man.
Man, I reckon a lot of cool shit happened in the late 90s or even the 90s itself.
The 90s was pretty fucking wild, man. And going back to the fucking Killdozer, man, I actually looked into that guy. So that guy owned a muffler shop in town, so he repaired fucking mufflers. Another muffler shop opened around the corner, was undercutting in costs. So he said, you know what? Fuck this. That was like the last straw.
That was it?
And he got a Komatsu, I think it was like a fucking 30-ton fucking bulldozer, armored it with 3 fucking plate fucking steel around it, got welded in, and he was like, you know what? It's fucking time to get to work.
Pretty sure he had gun portholes as well.
He did, yes.
And cameras and stuff.
He didn't let a single shot off. It also took him 3 years to make the Killdozer. So 3 years he was fucking teething. You know what I mean? What his missus is like, what are you doing? You just going down the shed?
Yeah, I'm just fixing the lawnmower, hon.
Yeah, just fixing the Killdozer.
But whatever you do not open those garage doors.
Yeah.
God bless, man. I guess some people, when they have enough, the last straw, you see what happens.
It could fucking happen to anyone, man. You don't know what anyone is going through in their fucking life, man. They might be at their final fucking straw, you know what I mean? And they snap and they go, all right, no worries, I'm going to fucking do a cyber attack on the Philippines or whatever is in their grasp possibilities to really fuck
cyber attack, Iron Can in the Philippines. Like, as you said, that man, he might have, he's got the last straw there, but he's still going about it. All of a sudden, these ripples come out of nowhere from who knows where and just touches him.
Yep. And he goes, fuck it.
Negative vibrations, baby.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Fuck was I going to say about something about aliens? Anyway.
Aliens.
Oh, yeah. So aliens obviously are among us, right? Walking about?
Yes.
That's disturbing.
I don't think it is. I think it's fucking more disturbing with the way the human society is actually fucking going. You know what I mean? They did say fucking, what was it, last year, the year before they come out, we had contact with 13 different races of aliens. And that just got whitewashed.
Only 13.
Even our boy Stephen Greer has commented on that.
Baby. You'll have to bring up more Stephen Greer. I fucking haven't been following him for a while. Is he? You said there's something else going on with old Stevie?
Yeah, so I checked out his newest video, and so the host of this video, that dude, we're not even going to fucking mention his name. He's got blonde hair. He thinks he's a boxer. He made some shit energy drink. You know the guy.
He interviewed him.
Yes, he interviewed him, and I was like, this is... But anyway, I watched past like most of the fucking interview, but his main question was like, how far are we off alien invasion? And Stephen Greer said we're in the final 2 months of a staged alien invasion. He reckons it's going to happen around March, April this year, of a staged alien invasion that will cause a one world government to form underneath it to fight the aliens.
But all right, so in this scenario of a staged alien attack, what craft are they using? Are they actual alien craft? Or technology that we hold?
They already have crafts. We replicated alien crafts from the fucking 60s.
So, why would they do this?
Why would they do this? Why did they do 9/11?
Why wouldn't are they actual aliens, maybe?
No, it'll be a human synchronized attack and they'll make it look like aliens.
So why would the aliens let this, or whatever they are, happen?
Well, that's the thing. I'm hoping a higher power doesn't let this fucking happen. But at the end of the day, maybe they'll just go let the trash take out the trash. You know what I mean?
It's true. So you could either... yeah.
Why did they do 9/11? Tell me. Tell me, why was that orchestrated?
9/11. What happened there? Where did they go to Afghanistan?
The Twin Towers.
Oh.
So why was that orchestrated by the US government? Tell me.
Wipe debt.
And?
Take out fucking enemies, I guess.
to get full backing from the US population to invade, to hunt down Osama bin Laden, who I believe never fucking existed. Do you know what they did with Osama bin Laden's corpse after SEAL Team, was it 6, 9, fucking 69? Yeah, came in.
Don't disrespect SEAL Team 6.
And killed Osama bin Laden in a slum in fucking Pakistan, I believe, out in the boondocks. Do you know what they did with his fucking corpse?
Put it in the ocean.
Yeah. So why did they have it on a fucking aircraft carrier? They had all the fucking proof to say Osama bin Laden did exist. He did do fucking this, but they dumped it out in the middle of the ocean. There was a private fucking submarine company back then that said, because all these people were like, why did you dump it out there? Obviously you didn't exist. There was a private submarine company that said, we will go down, try and retrieve the fucking corpse to prove, like they were for the US government, to prove that it actually fucking existed. The US government said no and didn't give them the sanction to do it.
Why would they do that? Because it didn't exist.
Because it didn't fucking happen. You see all the photos of Osama bin Laden over these rule of terror, quote unquote, and he looks completely different in every fucking video. So back to my main thing about a staged alien fucking invasion. If you can stage something just horrible enough, especially from an extraterrestrial fucking force, you are going to get all the fucking normies, all the NPCs under this one fucking government, especially if it's got guidelines for your safety, which is what we've seen over the last couple fucking years. They'll go, oh my God, we need to do this, we need to do that, and they'll all form together again, and it'll just be a whole new...
Stop the aliens?
A whole new that thing that happened in fucking 2020, just under a different precedence.
Now this is connecting a dot that all of you better listen to very carefully if it's the last thing you learn today. And that is that there is an overarching agenda that was hatched in the 50s. Remember that psychological warfare document and its value? That was hatched in between 53 and 56 to create the specter of a threat from outer space that does not exist. Wernher von Braun stated on his deathbed, and we have the testimony of his assistant, that and said, they will first have the Cold War, then we decided there would be nations of concern, then global terrorism. We have this testimony from before 9/11. Then that would be followed by threats from outer space. They'll start talking about asteroids and things of this sort, but the ultimate one they're gonna play is the alien threat, and it's all a lie, and it's all a hoax.
So will we win this war? Is that the thought?
Of course we will.
So we'll win the war, but with a lot of whatever in place.
Huge human casualty. Huge human casualties over like metropolitan areas.
Well, they've already tried human casualties with climate change.
Exactly. But this is what Trap Daddy's saying. And then after that, they'll go, oh, well, we need to unite under one world government so this never happens again. It's for your safety.
But also, I believe the only way, I'm not for it, but the only way to advance civilization is a one world government.
I completely agree.
Which I do not want this to happen, but
that's the thing with a fucking one world government. What happens when everyone, look at every dictator, emperor, everyone throughout the course of history, when someone goes to God mode, you better believe it goes fucking pear-shaped.
Well, I believe their intentions at the start seem good for the people at the time who they're wanting to turn their country or their origin or their people into the one world government. And yes, it goes kind of up. I guess power in that situation is very powerful, as you said. So how would you go with that power?
In a one world government.
Do you reckon if you're like, all right, I'm taking one world government, you've got a good cause with about you get the power, and you wouldn't go the path that these men did or women?
I absolutely would. 15 minutes into being in God mode.
You're like, excellent.
You'd be like, I am untouchable, and then you lose train of thought of what you actually want to achieve, and you're just doing fucking all sorts of weird shit. You know what I mean?
That's why communism works, kids. Communism works. Communism
definitely works on paper, but then human greed comes into the fact.
So it doesn't work?
Well, no, it works on paper, but so did the lunar landing.
Oh, yeah, and the ill-fated lunar landing that we just sent before, and it's crashed. No one gives a fuck anymore.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I want to get back to the alien invasion, but first, I've been seeing a lot of people when we're talking about space and that, they're saying that the humans can't get past the firmament. I haven't looked into it. What is a firmament? Have you heard of this term?
So the firmament, especially when you're talking about the moon, are you talking about that level of radiation that circumnavigates the moon from pole to pole? Is that what you're talking about?
I believe they said we can't penetrate the firmament or something like. Yeah.
So that's what they're talking about. The high levels of radiation in the fucking firmament. I actually saw a video on this, man. I'm no kidding. This morning, I'm not even kidding you. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, Joe Gillespie the Great. Check him out. He wears his little cheese hat and does heaps of fucking dope videos. Oh, yeah. So this firmament in 1969, they knew about the firmament. I don't know fucking how, but in 1969, it briefly stopped for the first time in history. So the moon landing could happen. It briefly stopped that. Weird. What a coincidence.
So they've always talked about this firmament and we can't get through and all this stuff, and all of a sudden now it's opened.
Yeah, well, there's that fucking privatized company that wants to build, colonize the moon by 2040, and they've got little dome golf ball fucking looking things and stuff like that. But now they're really worried. They're really worried about the firmament because the radiation levels, they can't particularly get through it. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, just like the ozone layer hole. What happened to that?
What did happen to that? Wasn't it over Europe?
I think it was over Europe, and then it floated near Australia.
Yeah.
All of a sudden disappeared.
Weird.
Did it even exist?
Oh, that's the thing you got to do. You got to sift through the fucking bullshit this day and age, especially when it comes to the normie news. And man, it's very hard to sift through. Is this even fucking happening? It's the type of shit that can turn a man fucking crazy.
Yes, and wear weird robes and masks and and do weird shit like this.
Have a fairy bedspread. But man, I think it's important to think outside the box and question just about everything that you believe in. You know what I mean? Within reason.
And especially a sphere. All right? Oh, look at the sphere. Why can't it be flat? Oh, no.
The Earth is not flat. We've delved into this numerous fucking times. We have a full video on why it's not flat.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do. All right. Anyway. Well, think about it.
Yeah. No, it's fucking stupid.
Well, hey. What I seen someone, they launched a fucking rocket, right? And there's photos of a time lapse. It's going like this, right? So you got to circle Earth, and it lands over the other side. Didn't even go into space.
So usually when they launch rockets, they use the Earth's gravitational pull to fucking slingshot it around. That's why a rocket never fucking goes up. But
I'll show you a rocket go up, brother.
In saying that, NASA stages fucking rocket launches all the time. And man, flat Earth, man, I do not believe in. It doesn't fucking... So is every other planet flat?
Possibly. I don't know, man. I don't know if they exist. I don't know if they fucking exist.
If every other planet is fucking flat, if they're on the side like that, according to the fucking idiots that you listen to, so the Earth is flat and that's why the water sits on it like this. How come we can see planets sitting like that? Wouldn't the water run off them?
I don't know. They don't have water on most planets.
And I've also sent you this video fucking numerous times about the person that tried to prove the Earth is flat by shooting a fucking laser through these holes over several fucking kilometers.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
And he proved that it was fucking round. So he had fucking holes that over several kilometers. He had an extremely fucking powerful laser, so it would hit the same mark the whole way fucking through. You know what I mean? And there was a curvature in his measurements. And even he was like, fuck.
Yeah, well, at least he didn't go the route of the man who built his own rocket ship to prove he couldn't get through the atmosphere or something.
Oh, I forgot about him, man.
And they watched, his family was there, and they watched him come back to Earth crashing. He obviously died.
Didn't the parachute not fucking deploy?
No, as he lifted off, the parachute fucking fell off. So he went up and then back down without a parachute.
Are we allowed to play that video?
Yeah, of course, man. You can't see his crumpled corpse, but
man, it hits the fucking deck like a sack of hammers. Hey,
look, God bless the man for trying to prove something like that, but double check your equipment when you do such a experiment.
Yeah. So There was this guy that had a GoFundMe, man, that he's trying to get into orbit at this point in time. I've brought him up fucking numerous times, but he seems to know his shit, and he's trying to get a go. I think he's up to like 20,000 USD at this point in time, and he's trying to put himself into orbit with his own homemade fucking spaceship.
God bless, man. What should we donate? I want to see this guy potentially.
Yeah. We'll get up his fucking GoFundMe, hey. But man, more power to him. If that's what you want to do, and you are brave enough, and you think you're smart enough to do it, man, more power to it. Who the fuck am I to say don't chase your dreams?
That's true.
We'll get the link in bio.
Also, chase your dreams. Always chase your dreams. Now I'm going to go back to the alien invasion. So, if it's coming up in 2 months, how are you preparing for this?
Well, that's actually a video I want to delve into next week when my other Temu order fucking gets here on how to prep for not just an alien invasion, maybe another pandemic, maybe nuclear holocaust, shit like that. And man, there is a fair few do's and don'ts that I've absolutely mapped out, and a few essential fucking items that you need, including iodine tablets. All
right. So, would you want to do this in an in-person episode or your own?
I'm happy to do it whenever, man. I think we should both pool our resources together and talk about fucking survival, as you have been in the armed forces before.
Thank you. Yes, I've been in the armed forces, so thank you for your service.
So, man, realistically,
thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Do I salute you?
Of course, civilian.
Yeah, didn't you drastically rise to the rank of private?
Private, that's as far as I got, baby, but that's all you needed, man. I was a one-shop killing machine.
Yeah.
Clearly, I've still gained mass afterwards.
No, you look good.
Hey, I've got equipment over there, man. All right, I'm prepared to go. That's a 72-hour bag, ready to go. All right, my cardio's not up at the standard yet.
Nor is mine.
But all you have to do, I'll give you one tip before it.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is let the other people pool their resources, get a weapon, and take them.
Yeah, well, I think that's a fantastic fucking point, except, of course, in the event of fucking nuclear holocaust. So a nuclear explosion, you need to be 60 kilometers outside of the fucking, impact zone.
All right, so you're talking about one nuclear strike.
One, but here's the thing. Like, in the port of Newcastle, you don't know if it's going to be one nuclear strike. Obviously, they do Sydney. Canberra is an absolute hotspot to take down all the government because they all fucking live there. And Newcastle Harbour is the biggest coal port in the world. But would they want to destroy that infrastructure, or would it get to critical mass where they don't care anymore?
Well, I think when you start launching nukes, depending on the size of it, they don't care anymore. So if they launch that many fucking nukes, pretty sure we're all going to die.
Well, I don't know. Watch this space.
Now, watch this space, and I'm interested in what kind of equipment and training you have for our travellers out there so we can survive these situations.
I did come into touch with some iodine tablets, and I think that's extremely important, especially for nuclear holocaust.
Are they hard to get?
They're extremely hard to get. There's a worldwide shortage. But,
all right, well, watch this space. We'll have a shop up soon. We can get all this equipment.
Probably not iodine tablets, man. They're extremely hard to go by.
You don't understand. I'm like a rash you can't get rid of.
Oh, I do. I've known you for fucking 15 years. Right. No, longer now.
What? As sexual partners, not that long.
No, that's a new thing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm looking forward to this, actually. And also, we've got the sea monsters. God knows what else. I think we had a couple of voicemails, but our phone's broken. Sorry about that. So keep ringing.
Speaking of the voicemails, we got a fairly troubling voicemail from one of our long-time callers, the Peanut Capital King. Man, we're not going to play that voicemail, but we hope you're doing the right thing. We hope you're doing well physically and mentally, and honestly, we hope we talk to you soon. Sorry we haven't gotten back to your voicemails. As I stated in the first part of this podcast, we have been dealing with some
minor issues.
Outside issues, but that doesn't mean we've forgotten about you, bro. We hope you're doing well. We love you.
Yeah, we do, and we do appreciate you, man. You definitely embody a traveller.
Straight up,
and stay sweaty.
Yeah, he's always staying
sweaty. But anything else come across your table lately, or whatever, your plate?
Not really, man. As I said, I've just been delving into Temu, building up my fucking survival bag, which we will go into detail about later on, and sodium crystals, man. That's basically
cool.
what. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't get me one, but thank you for thinking about me.
We can go to the crystal shop.
Yeah, I'll be
Actually, no, We're not going anywhere together. Remember when we went to fucking Office Works together, and they're like, "Why are these two fully grown men in Office Works looking at office supplies?" Man,
Well,
they were.
Look, you were swearing heavily a lot, and we had a young gentleman come over from Office Works here. We asked him a question about this product we're looking at anyway. So he grabbed the box and it fell apart, and his hands are shaking. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I'll put it back together." And I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" He's shaking heaps, man. He's heaps scared of us. But
just freaking out, man.
Look, he might have not liked two grown men, in his presence. I don't know.
How often do you see two fully grown men at Office Works buying fucking office supplies on a fucking Saturday afternoon? You never see that. It's like seeing your neighbours take their garbage out.
And you know, because we're Australians, we swear a lot. There was a lot of swearing going on in that situation.
There was, yes. Especially because you and I do not work well under pressure and making financial decisions.
Yes.
But, man, yeah, man, I don't have anything else for you today. You got anything for me?
Nah, I've got nothing else. I think we've a good brief recap of what's been going on.
Recap. We should use that. We should use that term all the time.
And what's looking forward to. So yeah, we appreciate everyone watching on Spotify, YouTube, and subscribing. We love it. This keeps us hard. Keeps us rock hard.
It really does. It keeps us fucking sane. But well, anyway, I'm Peacock.
I'm Licks.
Stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty, gentlemen, ladies, travellers. Show me your penis.
Show me your fucking penis, cunt.